Hi, creative friends. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Denise from Salvaged Inspirations, DIY and furniture painting. Today I have a fun project that anyone can do. Over the holidays, I went shopping for a baroque inspired full-length mirror for my home, and I found nothing under $300. However, I did remember that I had stashed in my garage two mirrored door panels that I found in the trash years ago. I hauled one out and I'm sharing what I'm doing with it here. I don't think you're going to recognize it. This is an awesome before and after. Let's get started. I started by propping it up on this old dresser, which is actually a curb shop dresser, which I'm going to be sharing next week. But for now, it's substituting as a work table. I went ahead and removed the plastic hardware that was for, I guess, the tracks for the closet, I'm guessing, because there was, on the top and bottom, there were little things that were sticking out to help it close and open. This closet door panel is made of MDF and then a sheet laminate on top of it. So it's nothing spiffy, but it is heavy duty. And I certainly didn't want anything flimsy to lean against my wall, so this really has a nice weight to it. After I removed the plastic hardware, I mixed up some TSP and some water, and I gave everything a really good cleaning because it was filthy. It had been sitting in storage for many years now. I cleaned the back and then I flipped it over and gave the front a really good cleaning as well. After I cleaned it with the TSP, I wet down the sponge and using just clean water, I wiped off any residue. Now for the fun part, designing this, and I busted out a bunch of wood moldings and my Would You Bend. For those of you that may be new to my channel or new to Salvaged Inspirations, the blog, I've used Would You Bend on quite a few occasions for different makeovers, and I have to say I just love it. But if you're unfamiliar with this product, Would You Bend is a brand of bendable wood moldings and trim made from recycled wood fibers. And when you warm them up with a heat gun or a hair dryer, these moldings can bend around any shape or project that you're working on, so they don't have to lay flat if you don't want them to. You glue them on while they're still pliable, and then they dry and look and feel like hardwood again. These come in gorgeous designs. They have small, large, medium, and they're awesome because you can actually cut them to size. Once they're heated, they're very easily cut using a craft knife. So as you can see from my stash, I keep all my Would You Bend pieces from old projects. Even the broken pieces or the previously painted pieces, I never throw anything away because these wood moldings can be reused, glued together, sort of organized to make unique designs. So even the small pieces can be utilized. I have a full post on how to apply Would You Bend here. I'll actually include it in the cards above and also in the link down below. And I also have a full post on how to remove Would You Bend because if, for instance, you're no longer into the project that you made, don't throw that Would You Bend away. You can remove it and keep it for a brand new project. So once I played around and figured out the look I wanted, it was time to heat them up and glue them on. I use no more nails for this. The only reason why is because it's at the end of the tube, and honestly, I just wanted to get rid of it. I didn't want to be hoarding just a little bit of no more nails when there was barely anything left, so I just figured I would use it up. But any heavy-duty glue will work for this. If you're using wood, like wood on wood, wood glue works awesome. If you're gluing it onto glass or plastic, no more nails or stick with me glue or 6,000, any of that will work nicely. I measured the top of the mirror and I found the middle, marked it with my pencil, and then I knew exactly where to place the Would You Bend molding. I grabbed my heat gun and I placed the wood you bend on a cardboard just to protect the mirror and the frame, and I started heating it up. Once it was nice, warm, and flexible, I added the no more nails on the back. Then, finding the center of this wood you bend mold, I lined it up with the pencil mark I made on the top of the frame. Now, a little trick I used while using Would You Bend, and this it happens with regardless of what glue I use. Once you push it down, you are going to have some glue that seeps out of the sides and out of all the scrolly areas. And what I like to do is wait until it's semi dry before I take a toothpick, and then it's very easily just wiped away. If the glue's too wet, it just kind of makes a mess, but once it becomes semi-dry, it's quite easy just to pick out with a toothpick. Once it was perfectly in place and I had gotten rid of most of that glue, I clamped it in place and let it dry. Now on to the next one. I repeated the process and just worked my way around. I didn't want the entire frame covered in these. I wanted it more simple, just at the top and at the bottom. And as you can see, I am repurposing a lot of this wood you bend. I'm using ones that have already been previously painted. I'm also cutting off the ends of some of them just to make them fit on this frame perfectly. And I just worked my way around the top, and then I found some wood you bend perfect for the bottom. If you've never tried using this product, it's very forgiving, very easy to use, and I highly recommend. I'll leave a link down below in the description area if you're at all interested in giving it a go. After the moldings were clamped and had dried overnight, I came down the following day and I painted 2 coats of this clear Boss bonding primer. To protect my mirror as I was priming, I just put a mylar sheet between the frame and the mirror. And that way, as I primed, and you can see it goes on milky, but this does dry clear. As I primed, it didn't go onto the mirror, it just went onto the mylar sheet. But you can use newspaper, you can use an 8 by 10 piece of letter paper. And I just moved it as I went along and it kept the mirror nice and clean. This is a great little hack to save some time. It saves me time so I don't have to mask everything off and cover the entire mirror. It also saves me time to get a smooth finish, which I'll share in just a minute. And it saves me time that I don't have to clean the mirror afterwards. So it's a win-win. So 2 coats of primer were applied of this bonding primer. I let it dry overnight, and the following morning I came back down and I painted 2 coats of this Moonshine metallic gold digger paint. Again, to protect the mirror from getting the paint on it, I just used the Mylar sheet. Now, at this point, this DIY full length mirror was looking pretty scrappy. I mean, it had different colored wood you bend on it. The first coat of gold paint, the gold metallic paint, did not look good at all. It looks pretty scary, actually. But I was trusting the process and I could see my vision was coming alive. It was starting to look like one of those mirrors that I saw online and at HomeSense and all the other stores I went searching. So I was really pleased with how this was coming along. After the first coat of gold metallic had dried, I applied a second coat. And again, here's where the Mylar sheet really comes in handy because as you can see, it just kind of glides along and protects the mirror. And I just move it along as I'm painting. Once it's under the lip of the frame, between the mirror and the frame, it will just slide right down. Now let's make this look vintage by antiquing it. I brought out some bronze gilding wax, some black gilding wax, and an artist brush. I did probably about 80-90% bronze, and then I would add just a little bit of black to darken up a few of the areas to give it a really antique finish. And check this out. Doesn't it look awesome? As soon as I started applying it, I knew I just loved it. So it's super easy. There's no right or wrong to this, although I would say don't be too precious about it. You don't want to be applying this really neat in a like perfect sort of brush stroke. Just dab it on, kind of put it on in every which way direction because you want it to look like an authentic vintage finish. And once I applied it with the artist brush, I just wiped it back with a soft cloth. Again, I worked my way around the frame, doing all the molding, making sure to get into all the crevices, and then also doing the flat part of the frame as well. And again, I wasn't too precious about it. I would dab it on. I would kind of brush it on any which way. I would add a little bit of black to darken it up. I, again, used the Mylar sheet just to make sure that the wax wasn't getting onto the mirror. And I had a lot of fun with this. And just as a reminder, here's the before. Here's what we started with. And here's my vintage baroque inspired full length wall mirror. I love it. I'm so happy I DIY'd this instead of buying one over the holidays. And I'm happy I went with the baroque style and the antique finish because it fits my decor perfectly. And doesn't this molding look like it was there the entire time? I find this stuff fascinating. You'd never guess that this was a trashed closet door panel, right? So I hope you enjoyed today's decorative full-length mirror makeover. I am really enjoying it. And honestly, I don't even think it looks like the same thing. It really has gone from trash to treasure. I can't wait to hear what you think. I read all the comments, so please leave a comment down below. You can like and subscribe here on YouTube. You can also find a goof-proof furniture painting guide over at salvagedinspirations.com. Until next project, have a fabulous week. Bye, guys.